ladies and gentlemen, to the Totally Awesome Podcast. My name is JoshAgeddon, and I'm being joined with the one and only brother man known as Alex.
Hello there.
And just the look on his face when I said brother man. For those of you that don't know, we have me and my fiance Andy. Also, shout out to Andy, who may or may not be listening to this. We have a running joke. We refer to Alex as the brother man. I don't remember where it started from, but we just think it's hilarious. Alex, how do you feel about being referred to as the brother man constantly?
I mean, I might as well just change it to my legal name at this point.
Honestly. So, the reason why I have forced you to be on this show here today is because, what did we do a couple days ago, Alex?
We saw the new Dragon Ball movie.
And what was it called?
Dragon Ball Superhero Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan.
Yes.
Super Heroes are super.
Dragon Ball, is it super? Is it even super in the name? Like Dragon Ball Superhero? Is that what it is?
There's the super is in the name twice. And the reason why is because Akira Toriyama actually had an interview where he was asked why did he name it that, and his response was, I legit forgot that the modern iteration of Dragon Ball was called Dragon Ball Super. So he wanted it to be called Dragon Ball Superhero, but because the show's called Dragon Ball Super, they were like, oh, well, it's redundant, but we'll call it Superhero. Akira Toriyama, everybody. So
why can't they just change it like before they release it?
Because they thought it would be funny, I guess. I mean, it makes
months.
It makes me think of Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan. Well, no, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and how it's super redundant. Actually, I made a joke about that on someone else's, on the Court Martial Podcast YouTube channel. Go shout out to the Court Martial Podcast, where there's a wrestling company called AEW, and they released a championship called the All Atlantic Championship. So the full name of the belt is the All Elite Wrestling All Atlantic Championship, and I was like, that is the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Championship.
That's a pretty accurate comparison. I don't even remember what you said.
So yeah, we went and saw Dragon Ball Superhero a couple days ago. It was me, Alex, and Andy, and that whole day was actually kind of wild because that was actually the same day that Andy moved back into Winthrop because she is starting her junior year tomorrow, and we basically spent the whole day moving her stuff into her dorm, and it took forever. And then Alex was like, well, I'll go up there when you guys are done, because I don't want to help.
It's not my place to help, buddy.
So we went to the theater, and I'm actually kind of surprised that they had a English dub version and an English sub version.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I didn't think they would use two whole, I guess, theater rooms for that.
Because even in 2022... and it has been ever since anime became popular in the United States. There's always been the sub is better than the dub. No, the dub is better than the sub argument. And I guess they're going to... honestly, them trying to monetize that is genius.
Yeah.
So we have naturally went to go see the dub of Superhero. Because, we're Americans. We like when people speaking that here English.
I enjoy, not being able to... have to look at words and
I imagine it would be worse on a huge massive screen because it's all right when it's on a smaller screen, like when Super was first coming out.
Yeah, your eyes don't have to move that far, but when you're in the movie theater,
you're basically going to be nodding the entire movie.
Yeah.
So what did you think? Your just overall thoughts of, and also real quick, if you have not seen Dragon Ball Superhero yet, stop this video immediately and go watch it, because this is going to be very spoiler heavy. And I'm going to put this in the description. I might also put this in the thumbnail of the video, so there's going to be spoilers all throughout this video. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is your last chance to go with this. Cell is in the movie. So that's what you get for not clicking away fast enough.
Cell, I was not expecting that.
So, your overall thoughts of Dragon Ball Superhero?
I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Because I liked a lot of the story elements. It was fun, following around Piccolo and just him kind of being on a mission in a kind of a way. And I thought it was really funny. There was a lot of good jokes. Nothing really fell flat, to be honest. There wasn't really a moment where I was like, well, that was stupid. or anything like that. That I remember at least.
The only thing I genuinely hated was the stupid advertisements that, because we went to the 7:10 showing and it was like 7:13 and they were still playing these god awful commercials with Maria.
Yeah, it lasted forever.
Yeah, and I was like, can someone up there in the booth press play?
It wasn't too bad though, because I mean, it started eventually. But
So my thoughts on the movie, I did not think it was as good as Broly.
No, definitely
Broly was just in another stratosphere. That movie was absolutely amazing. This was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I if I were to number grade it, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10 or a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I guess real quick, we can jump. What did you think about the 3D animation of the movie? Because that was basically the big... when they first announced...
Everyone was holding their breath.
That they were going to do that, everyone was like, oh God, no. What are they doing to my baby?
This could probably flop really hard. Yeah. Is what I was thinking.
Because when Broly came out, one of the big selling points of the Broly movie was the Shintani style, which is the director of Broly. His name is Shintani, and that was the way the movie looked. They were trying to make it look as close to the original manga as possible, and everyone loved the way it looked because it looked so good.
Yeah.
So you would think that they would do more of that. But not gonna lie, I can't blame them for wanting to try new things. Especially, here's what I'm kind of suspecting that they're going to be doing. Every new movie that comes out, they're going to try a different style. And I honestly would be cool with that, even though the Shintani one is freaking amazing.
I mean, in the movies, I'm fine with that, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the series, it has to be the same.
Yeah.
But, like, for movies... I mean, it's fine because, it's not too big. I mean, I'm sure it'll be good either way. Yeah. Like, I mean, they're not just going to release something that's crap, I don't think.
I mean...
For a big box office movie.
Yeah, honestly, again, my thing is, as long as it's good. As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Because back during... The first time they did the 3D stuff was during Battle of Gods, which we talked about this in the car on the way to the movie. Battle of Gods next year will be 10 years old.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long.
The Dragon Ball Renaissance started almost 10 years ago, and it's still ongoing. It's crazy.
I remember, like, being, like, 8 or something and watching the last episode of GT.
Yeah.
And, like, being like, whoa, it's never going to come back. And then it came back, dude. And I'm like...
I honestly missed Battle of Gods because when it first came out, I honestly heard, the first I heard from it was, there was an old YouTube channel I used to watch called The Magnation, the ones that did those the video game wrestling stuff that I got into. They had a promo match, Goku versus Lord Beerus, and I was like, what the heck is this? And it's a new Dragon Ball movie? Dragon Ball GT's not canon? I don't like that, so I kind of avoided Battle of Gods, and then I went back to it later and I was like, wait, this is actually really good. And then came Resurrection F, and then came Super, and then it came Super Broly, and now Super Hero. And I'm not gonna lie, I like Super more than GT.
Oh yeah, I definitely do as well.
I like GT, and that's another thing. The whole sub versus dub. You can either like Super and hate GT, or like GT and hate Super.
Yeah.
Don't you love how tribalism just has infected every area of like entertainment and media and politics and life and
everything? I like both of them as well. Like, I think the GT definitely had a really Dragon Ball vibe to it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like using the word vibe, but the way it felt, it was very similar to... Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, because, it was made around the same time, and they used the same kind of style in terms of animation. But,
So, yeah, back to the superhero movie.
Also, the score. Really like the music in the GT.
In GT. Speaking of which, that's like... I remember we were also talking about this on the way back from the movie. That was honestly your biggest negative coming out of the movie, was the score of the movie. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree. I have my own critiques and criticisms of the movie. Again, it's a good movie. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, I absolutely recommend go watch it. It's really, really good. Mm-hmm. But the score was just kind of inconsequential. It
felt misplaced, definitely, I think.
I just found it to be like generic dramatic music .mp3 that they like found on YouTube and downloaded.
Yeah, and also like the main superhero theme song they were playing, the one where it sounds like super generic, like you were saying, but it was in It kind of like the Tournament of Power, you know, when they would have the music playing while they were fighting sometimes. Mm-hmm. It just kind of felt like off, but it's just because they just add it because that's the theme.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't really do it for me.
But at least the Tournament of Power, when things like reach the crescendo, they put in the awesome music.
Yeah,
completely fit. Meanwhile, in this movie, when the awesome things were happening, the music was kind of there to support it. It just never really, you know, it never made you want to, you know, orgasm.
Like when Ultra Instinct goes off and the music starts playing. Oh my! I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It makes you feel a type of way.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it makes you want to orgasm, like I previously described.
Yeah.
I want to conceive my children to Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
So then they can come out, and the first thing I see in my children is their beautiful silver eyes.
Yeah.
And then I'll be unable to spank them because they'll be touching. So kids.
I don't know how you got to that. But
okay. So kids, if you want to get away with disobeying your parents, acquire Ultra Instinct. You'll never be punished because they won't be able to hit you. This took a weird turn.
Or you could just not beat your kids.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we can touch on the negatives we have in the movie first. So, do you have any other negatives with Superhero other than the score being kind of lackluster?
I think the intro was a little bit boring.
Yeah, I have heard that complaint as well because it was a lot of exposition. Because they had to set up Dr. Ghetto. Dr. Hedo, not Ghetto. Mm. Dr. Hedo, they had to set up Magenta, they had to set up Carmine, and there was a lot of talking and exposition. Yeah.
I felt like it took forever to get to like anyone we actually like recognize from the show.
Yeah.
Besides, you know, the very start where it's just recapping everything.
Yeah. The recap I loved.
Yeah, I like that as well. And
did you notice that the recap in every flashback was in 2D animation, and it looked fantastic?
Yeah, I know. It looked great.
Yeah. But yeah, the first 10 minutes, I liked it because, again, it is a lot of them just talking, but it's not like the Star Wars prequels where they're just walking and talking and nothing's really happening.
Yeah.
At least in this, they're doing stuff, and while explaining, hey, this is who we are, these are our motivations, this is what we're going to do, so the movie makes sense. Like, they're at least, like, being funny.
Yeah.
And the Dr. Hedo is eating because his thing is he loves to eat like Oreo cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And Carmine's worried about his Jimmy Neutron haircut.
I didn't dislike anyone in the show either.
Yeah.
Or the show.
So like movie. At least like in its most boring aspects, they're still not just standing there doing nothing. They're still like when he cut off that woman who was really slow in traffic, like they threw that in there because they knew like it would get boring if they were just sitting there talking.
Yeah.
So then, like even when they were like, okay, this is gonna be a huge exposition, just a huge exposition dump. So we're gonna have to have them do things in order to progress things in a more interesting way. But the second Piccolo and Pan got on the screen, things got infinitely more interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So I'm gonna get into some of my negatives. I understand what they were going for and why they did it, but one of my biggest negatives with this movie is Gohan. I love Gohan in this movie. He was fantastic. A lot of things he did in this movie were really cool. They need to stop with the tug of war on Gohan because as a character, they keep doing this ever since Resurrection F, when Gohan got so soft and stopped training for so long that he lost most of his power and can barely go Super Saiyan and was wearing the green tracksuit that everyone hated. So, but then in by the time the Tournament of Power came around, he trained back up and regained his ultimate form, and was like, "I'm gonna fight now. I'm gonna be a fighter." And now, the beginning of this movie, he's regressed again. So now he's like, and now Piccolo's like, "Dude, why aren't you training?" And by the end of this movie, when he unlocks the Gohan Beast form, this has to be the last time that he regresses.
Yeah, if he goes back, it's just going to be like this. The whole movie was for nothing to me.
Yeah, because it kind of makes him training before the Tournament of Power kind of meaningless.
Yeah.
Because this is the second time he's done this. Granted, it wasn't as bad as the Resurrection F section of Super, when he could barely go Super Saiyan. It wasn't that bad, but it was still a teeny bit like, okay, this is a little bit of a retread. We've been here before. But again, like, he was able to block one of Piccolo's punches. And he still was able to go Super Saiyan and Ultimate Gohan. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he completely forgot how to do that. He just he knew how to do it. He just had to be properly motivated to do it because he was kind of hesitant. So, which again, it wasn't as bad and it was different, but it still felt like a retread. So they have, and I made this analogy after the movie was over yesterday. They need to stop doing the Spider-Man 2. I want to be Peter Parker, but I also want to be Spider-Man, and I can't pick which one I want to do, and it's ruining my life. That's basically what Gohan's been for a while now. The Spider-Man 2 Peter Parker. Whereas at the beginning of Spider-Man 3, Peter Parker more or less has his shit figured out. Because he's Spider-Man, but he also has Mary Jane and is doing well in school. He has his life kind of figured out. That's where Gohan needs to be going forward.
Yeah.
Because if they pull this Gohan stops training and loses his Gohan Beast form and can barely go Ultimate Gohan anymore, I'm going to be pissed. Because it's going to be really annoying.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody say this. I don't remember, or it might have been a comment or something from somewhere, but I remember I heard someone say, I saw someone say that they think that it would be a good idea to have, I think it was a comment actually, Vegeta and Goku, kind of explore like the multiverse and be fighters of the universes. While Gohan is kind of like the protector of Earth.
I've also heard that like Goku and Vegeta should like explore the other universes and fight the strong guys there. Meanwhile, the Universe 7 Defense Force is other characters that don't get as much spotlight.
Yeah, there could be like a side by side. I mean, I don't know how they would do it. Obviously, I'm not a story writer for Dragon Ball, but they could have like some sort of thing where meanwhile, like they're in universe. I don't know, whatever. Then Gohan has this thing to do here, and I mean, and then they could like somehow meet up and like take him out again. I mean,
take out whatever big bad.
Just whatever. But I definitely think that they could make Gohan like important in that way.
Yeah, and speaking of Goku and Vegeta, I love that Goku and Vegeta have like there's a 10-minute scene with them, and they're basically not in the movie.
Yeah.
I like that, but I also have a teeny tiny little problem with it. Because, okay, so, again, we're going to be all over the place. This is not going to be like a structured review where we go, frame by frame throughout the entire movie. We're going to jump all over the place. So, basically, Goku and Vegeta are training on Beerus' planet. And the reason we even get to that is because Piccolo is like, we need to get Goku and Vegeta here because the Red Ribbon Army's back. They've got the two androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. They're creating a new Cell Max. This is bad. Goku and Vegeta need to take care of this. So we cut to Goku and Vegeta training on Beerus' planet, and they're trying to teach Broly how to fight without completely losing his mind, like in the Broly movie, which I liked. Also, if you're a Broly fan, I hope you're totally fine with just having a cameo in this movie, because Broly he screams and sits down and watches a fight. That's basically all Broly does, which is fine. And I'm a huge Broly fan. And I love the super version of Broly. And I was totally fine with the way they used him in this movie, because again, he's learning. This isn't Broly 2. This is not his movie. But and I love the fight between Goku and Vegeta, but my problem is, even though they built to it and they explained why Goku and Vegeta weren't there on the planet fighting against the Red Ribbon Army, and I appreciate that they focused on Piccolo and Gohan, it did kind of feel like we were watching an episode of Super that interrupted the movie. It was like, whenever you're watching the Super episodes, they have that brief little intermission and they go back to the episode. Yeah. That's what this felt like. By the way, this is happening, and while they've already built up the intrigue for what's happening on Earth, then they just hard cut to, by the way, this is why these guys aren't here. And they just stay there for a while. I love the scene. I love, and the jokes about Beerus looking at Chilai and getting his first boner. That was hilarious. That was very funny.
The BB.
Yeah, and all of that was great. And the Goku and Vegeta fight was great. And I love the idea that Whis was like, hey, to show Broly how to fight without getting upset, you two just fight, don't transform, don't shoot any energy attacks, just do hand-to-hand combat. And it was awesome, and the fight was great. It's just, I don't think there's a way to do that without making it feel like, okay, this feels like a different movie.
Yeah, it did kind of shift like that. I agree.
Like a comparison I could make. Do you remember in the Sonic 2 movie when they had that whole Rachel and Shamar Moore's character are going to get married.
Yeah.
And they just dwelled on that for way too long.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there thinking, can we get back to Sonic and Knuckles and Eggman now, please?
Yeah.
Although this was not anywhere near as bad as that.
Because, I mean, it's still Vegeta and Goku. So
yeah, it's still Vegeta and Goku.
So it's not just some random...
random people that have never existed in this franchise before.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't hate that in the Sonic 2 movie, because at the bare minimum, it was still funny. But in this, it was interesting. It just felt kind of out of place.
Yeah.
My other little nitpick with this movie, and, okay, I'm going to try to be careful how I phrase this, because I know what's been going on in the Dragon Ball Super manga as of late, and Alex does not. So, and there's a part in the movie where, Dragon Ball's foundation for, like, transformations and everything is they work to earn these forms, their power-ups and whatnot. And there have been a few occasions where someone has, like, gifted them a power-up.
Yeah.
Like, Guru just putting his hand on Krillin and Gohan's head, which they actually reference in this movie, which I really liked, and draws out their potential. And Grand Kai, well, not Grand Kai, Old Kai, does the weird little dance. Jibbity-dibbity incantation around Gohan that takes like 25 hours to draw out his ultimate form. Which, honestly, I liked that because the drawback of him getting the ultimate form was wasting so much time, him just sitting there doing nothing while people are fighting Boo and dying. So that doesn't bother me at all. Plus, the power-ups that Gohan and Krillin got were largely inconsequential. That made them be able to stand up barely to the people they were fighting.
Yeah.
But this, I do not like the idea of Piccolo wishing for a power-up. Because, when he merged with Nail, it felt earned because that's a Namekian ability. And it didn't lead to Piccolo defeating Frieza. It led to him being able to go toe-to-toe with Frieza in one of Frieza's weaker forms, and then he immediately got his ass kicked by third form Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fused with Kami and became even more powerful than a Super Saiyan, but they had been building to that reunion between those two since Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And then Piccolo went toe-to-toe with 17 and then got his ass kicked by Cell. So it wasn't like an ass pull. It didn't feel unearned, and it didn't lead to a victory. This feels like... I love Orange Piccolo. It looks awesome. It looks really cool. And I love that Piccolo now has his own, like, godly form where he, like, feels more relevant. Because in the Universe 6 tournament, when he was about to fight Frost, and Goku was like, yeah, you're probably going to lose, and Piccolo's like, so all I'm good for is just biding time. That sucks. I felt that. Because I was like, Piccolo, you're so much better than that. And then he actually did survive a little bit and fought tactically against Frost. I liked that. I didn't really care for the Piccolo dissing, though. So at least they're bringing him up to being more, relevant. Yeah.
In a way, I didn't feel like it was unearned, to be honest, because, I mean, I guess... Technically, I mean, if you think about it, it'd be kind of like Guru doing it, in a way. So it's only like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Like drawing out the hidden potential or whatnot. Maybe the gift part, like the extra or whatever.
Again, I think part of it is because it's a movie and they don't have time to, like, completely flesh it out. So it feels a little unearned because they only have, like, an hour or so for a movie. Mm-hmm. So they don't have enough time to flesh everything out like they would if this was a show. So, and again, it doesn't... All the complaints that I've listed so far, like the score not being that great, Gohan, the unending, eternal Gohan tug of war, and me calling a little bit of BS on the orange form, none of that, like, ruins the movie.
Yeah, I didn't hate anything about the movie at all.
And I like that Gohan, like, was like, okay, I gotta be more serious now, even though this is, like, the third fucking time that you've felt this way. Stick to it. Like we even made a joke, like me, you, and Andy talking about this. Gohan needs to come up with like a day planner. Like, I'll study and do my research on this day. I'll train in my new beast form on this day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are my study days. Tuesday and Thursday and the weekends is when I'm going to train.
But we learn about fucking ants from 2 to 6.
Super Saiyans.
Oh my god.
Gohan is the only person that could deliver that line and not be absolutely awful. Because
yeah, I mean,
he's a dork.
It's super like cheesy Dragon Ball humor, and it's still good. It works.
It works because it's Gohan. They've established that he's a dork, so it works. But yeah, so those are basically my only complaints with the movie. And honestly, a lot of people have been complaining about how like Cell Max is a weak villain. He just does nothing but scream. That's true, but it didn't bother me. It is a bit of a retread of the end of the Cell games, but I actually liked it because it shows character development for Gohan. Because what did Gohan do when he got Super Saiyan 2 in the Cell games?
Played with him. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
He was like a predator playing with his food.
You're right about that.
And because of that,
he instantly just
of that, like even Goku during the Cell games was screaming at him, "Finish him off!" before he like regenerates, and then Cell regenerates, and because Gohan didn't finish him off, Trunks died, Goku died again, Gohan almost lost an arm. Basically, I love Gohan, and it was Cell that did these terrible things, but if Gohan would have went ahead and killed him, then
a little bit
Goku
scary,
and Trunks wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
So Gohan does share a little bit of the blame. And then I love that Piccolo brought this up in Super when he was trying to train him before the Tournament of Power. Piccolo's like, when you got that ultimate form and you fought Boo, you enjoyed it too much. And you could have just obliterated Boo right there. But you toyed with him long enough to where he was able to absorb Gotenks and me, and then it became a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what happened. And I love that that Piccolo brought that up to help, like, say, Gohan, don't do stuff like this. So now in this movie, Gohan freaks out because he thinks Cell Max just killed Piccolo, and Gohan loses it and has a very similar looking transformation sequence, and becomes Gohan Beast, which, another small critique, Beast Gohan sounds better than Gohan Beast, but that's just my own opinion. Whatever, I can get used to Gohan Beast.
Beastie Gohan.
What does Gohan Beast do? He immediately takes out Cell Max. He does not screw around. He smirks arrogantly once, and then he's like, all right, I gotta focus. And then he immediately takes out Cell Max.
Yeah, he zaps him right in the head.
That is character growth.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that, to be honest.
And I love that. I love that. That is what makes this...
Yeah.
Because if Gohan played around too long and someone died and then he beat Cell Max, then I would have been like, okay...
Wow. Another...
Okay, we're doing the Cell games again, but them using Cell Max...
Classic Gohan moment.
Gohan not having a classic Gohan moment, and just go ahead and taking care of business immediately.
Yeah, good development there.
I love that. And honestly, favorite part of the movie, hands down, Gohan using the special beam cannon.
Yeah, it was fire.
That was
fire.
So awesome. And then Piccolo was like, what was that you used to get rid of Cell Max? And Gohan was like, well, it was
the Magapaka.
It was kind of your Makana Nakanabaka, the Magabaka. And Piccolo was like, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
And also, did you notice that Piccolo also had a little bit of character growth? Because even though he did knock the absolute shit out of Pan at the beginning of the movie, he was a lot more gentle and reserved in training her. He didn't constantly beat the shit out of her like he did Gohan when Gohan was little.
Yeah, I was smiling through those parts, to be honest.
Yeah, and so like all the characters did have some proper character growth.
That's good.
Which is great, which you should have and you should do. And let's just touch on it real quick. Gohan Beast. What are your thoughts on Gohan Beast?
Looked sick. I don't really know how they would have came up with a different... honestly, like... I don't know if I like the hair, just because it is Ultra Instinct hair. Or
my thing with the hair...
or silver the same.
My thing with the hair is too big. Like, after he wins and they go to, like, Pan's running up to find her dad in the smoke and the dust, there's a shot of Gohan and giant Piccolo, and Gohan's hair is almost as tall as giant orange Piccolo. It looks ridiculous in that one shot, and I'm like... Is he a freaking unicorn? Or is his hair a cape?
I didn't have a problem with the big hair just because I guess it kind of looked similar to when he was Super Saiyan 2.
I didn't have a problem with it. It just, that one shot looked really, really goofy.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't really like the color. I feel like they should have done something maybe with, I don't know, like some sort of something with the skin. I don't know what they would have done. You know how they did the thing with Piccolo, like the thing in his back?
Yeah.
And it was, he turned orange. Maybe they could have done...
Go full on Mastar Media, make his hair white and have like the red lines on
Yeah,
it. Saying,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I'm Super Saiyan white. And then Archon comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And then Saitama. And then Light Yagami writes down Cell Max's name in the notebook.
Yeah.
And we just go absolutely insane. And then everyone looks at the camera and says, so when's Dragon Ball Super Season 2 coming out? And then we cut to Mastar Media just masturbating in a chair. Anyway,
Yeah.
But anyway,
Off the rails real quick there.
what do you think is like the explanation for that form? Because
I mean, we've all known that Gohan has been like this ever since he was a kid. I mean, you know, he always does this crap where when he gets back into a corner, he finds a way out.
yeah, back into a corner, he's gonna have nowhere to go except right through you.
Yeah.
Cut to ending narration credits.
Yeah.
Preview next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball C.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what my theory is, you know, remember back when he first got the ultimate form,
Yes.
and before he went into the ultimate form, old Kai, I keep wanting to call him Grand Kai for some reason.
Grand Kai.
Grand Kai.
Grand Kai.
So we're gonna have this otherworld tournament. This is my boombox. I look like an old
I'm
man
a
who owns
DJ.
slaves. Yeah.
What?
Anyway, I love Grand Kai. He's so. And although I do hate how we see him once in one filler arc
He
and
sounds
never
good.
again. We see him in Fusion Reborn, and then Goku's the Hurricane. Ah! Anyway, that's what he said.
I know, and I've literally just pictured it so well.
Oh God.
Oh god.
We've seen
Goku's a hurricane.
Ah! We've seen this shit too many times.
Oh god, I remember that exact
Fusion
scene.
Reborn.
That was perfect. Classic movie right there too.
Yeah.
Sick movie.
So, what was I saying? Okay, so old Kai tells Gohan, all right, so go ahead and do that Super Saiyan thing you do. And Gohan tries to go Super Saiyan, but he doesn't. He's now in this ultimate form, this mystic form.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is now that he's had his full power, like, unleashed...
You think it's the Super Saiyan
It's
version
the
of the mystic form?
Yes. It's like... Or like the Super Saiyan 2 variant of that. Or something to that degree.
Kind of how they're Super Saiyan gods as well.
Yeah.
They have Super Saiyan on just top of anything.
That is another quick little complaint. There are way too many transformations.
Yeah.
Let's just run through them real quick. All right, rundown. False Super Saiyan from the Lord Slug movie. Super Saiyan 1. Ascended Super Saiyan. Ultra Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Super Saiyan Rage. Super Saiyan Rose. Super Saiyan Berserks. Legendary Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan Your Mom. Gohan Beast. Ultra
Super Saiyan.
Instinct. Super Saiyan. Stop.
God.
Stop. They need to relax.
And that's just the Super Saiyans
Yeah.
that you said. That's just the Super Saiyans.
Yeah. Honestly, the other transformations with other characters that aren't Saiyans, I'm fine with. Because
Yeah, because I mean that's their own thing.
that's their own thing. They're way too... And honestly, it didn't even get this bad until Dragon Ball Super started. I love Super, but they need to relax.
Ultra Instinct
With
Super
all
Saiyan.
these transformations. They need to relax.
Mastered
It
Ultra
is-
Instinct Super Saiyan 3 Rose
Kaioken.
times 20.
Ultra Divine Water. Sensu Beam.
Ultra Divine Water.
Talk about a throwback.
Jesus.
There's way too many Super Saiyan forms.
Yeah, there
They
is.
do need to relax.
There is.
And I hope they don't go the Super Saiyan Rage route by not ever explaining what this is.
Yeah.
Because me saying that this is the Super Saiyan form, like the Super Saiyan equivalent, like Ultimate Gohan with Super Saiyan on top, that's what Beast is. I want them to like sit down and explain what this is to Gohan, or Gohan give his theory, because me saying what I think it is, that's just my headcanon.
It's going to be something like, I don't know, it just kind of happened, or just kind of snapped, I don't know, and it was just in the moment. That's what they're going to give us, and we're just
Super Saiyan Rage in the Goku Black arc looks cool, but there's no explanation for it. It's
Yeah.
literally just so Trunks can fight these guys and not get completely just demolished. That's the only reason why that form exists.
Mm-hmm.
Like Super Saiyan Rose, there's an explanation. It's like an evil corrupted Super Saiyan Blue.
Which is cool. I like that.
They give us that, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the other forms, they have an explanation. Super Saiyan Rage has no explanation for what the hell it is. And Gohan Beast also has no explanation for what the hell it is. Although part of that is because it was like that at the tail end of the movie, so they didn't really have enough time to give us a deep,
by the way, this is exactly how it works.
Comprehensive analysis of how this works.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some sort of something.
What I would like that would... Okay, my headcanon, we're going
Eventually.
into fantasy booking territory here. What I would like for this to be is a form that Gohan cannot like attain all by himself whenever he wants to, like a switch, like a Super Saiyan. He has to be pissed off in order to get into it. That would be cool, because it wouldn't be just another Super Saiyan form.
But then it kind of, I don't know. There's a lot. It seems like there's so many tropes. In
Make
this
it like his Incredible Hulk. Like he can't Hulk out. The Hulk can't Hulk out unless he gets mad.
And then Goku can't go Ultra Instinct until he's got his arms dangling in front of him and his head's down.
Yeah, until like the piano and the violin starts.
Goku is plot point orientated
Yeah.
around his transformation.
Yeah.
Gohan is when someone
emotionally
dies.
based, or almost dies, or he thinks they die, or someone touches his daughter.
God.
Anyway,
I mean, I guess that would piss him off.
yeah, I would hope so. So Gohan, by the way, me and Pan had this me and Plan had this whole thing panned out.
God.
She let me touch her. She was
Oh
consensual.
my God, she's 3.
Anyway, this got weird really fast.
Yeah, I wonder why.
What did you think of the 2 Gamma androids?
I liked them both. I liked the kind of teamwork. I liked that they cared about each other. It wasn't like... Because at first I thought it was going to be kind of like, well, 2 is kind of an idiot, so he's going to, get killed or something, and the other one's going to be like, you deserved it, or something. I mean, I'm glad that they like each other. And they actually care for their maker, which is different also from Dr. Gero.
Let's just put it this way. One was Sonic the Hedgehog. The other one was Shadow the Hedgehog. Basically.
You're just saying that because one was blue and one was red.
That is also correct. Well, they were the Red Ribbon Army, Alex. But I loved...
Then why was number 2?
Gamma
blue?
2... Well, 2 rhymes with blue, so... Gamma 2 was hilarious.
Yeah.
And did you notice when the characters at the foreground were talking and plotting, in the background there was a little teeny tiny little mini arc between Gamma 2 and Gamma 1. Gamma 2's like, let me put my arm on your shoulder for a cool pose. Pose with me, bro. And then just in the background you just see and hear a teeny bit of those 2 arguing, and Gamma 1's like, no, that's stupid. I don't want that's dumb. Why are you like this? Why is my brother like this? All right, let me put it this way. Gamma 2 is me, Gamma 1 is you.
Agreed.
Because I always do stupid shit, and you're like, why is this my brother?
Why is this happening?
I always have, weird hologram explosions behind me whenever I do something
Wha-bam!
Wha-bam!
Wish my...
You know absolutely Gamma 2 refers to Gamma 1 all the time as brother man.
God, I feel bad for Gamma 1. I feel you, man.
And the callback right before Gamma 2 kills himself. Because at the beginning, when Gamma 2 has that...
say it like that.
Before
he kills himself.
Gamma 2 killed himself, changed my mind. So he needed to call the suicide hotline. Just look at Cell Max. That's terrifying. If you look at that and you don't want to kill yourself, that's a lot of intestinal fortitude.
Nah.
Wow, that's all of Cell Max's dialogue.
Nah.
Right there. So, I love how after he beats Piccolo, and he thinks that he vaporized him, but Piccolo just, got behind him.
Did the classic
He did the classic...
The bait and switch.
The bait and switch. And then Gamma 1's like, what, you didn't think to check and make sure? You didn't check to confirm it? And then later in the movie, when Gamma 1 thinks that Dr. Heto's dead...
Yeah, he hits him with
and then Gamma 2's like, what, you didn't think to confirm it? And then he goes and kills himself.
Yeah. Why do you say it like that?
That's what he did!
And then he goes and dies.
Then he commits energy seppuku. That was really cool, though, when he flew up to the sky... and then just came crashing down.
Yeah, I did like that.
Mega explosion, like he turned himself into a missile.
Cool way to do that.
You want to know what that reminded me of? And you know where I hope they got the idea from? They didn't get the idea from this, but I hope they did. Have you ever seen the YouTube animation Sonic Nazo Unleashed?
Probably not.
It's a fan made animation, and basically it's Sonic and Shadow fighting this evil hedgehog named Nazo, who's like born from negative Chaos Emerald energy. He's basically Sonic's version of the Shadow Dragons. There's a part where Super Sonic flies all the way up to the Earth's atmosphere, and then comes down like a comet and kicks him in the face, and it makes like a huge crater. What is that? Does that sound familiar at all?
Yes.
Gamma 2 stole from Sonic. Changed my mind. And also, one of my favorite things in the whole movie, the whole conspiracy angle that they went with, when they were like, they knew that if they just had Dr. Hedo be like another evil Dr. Gero, that would be very derivative.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they were like...
They kind of tricked him.
Let's have Magenta and Carmine, who are also hilarious. And the short joke at the beginning where like they kept they kept showing like him just his head barely clearing the table, which was funny. And then they zoom even closer in, and you see that he's standing on a stool, but you didn't see that. That was funny.
Yeah.
And Carmine always, whenever he shows any kind of like information reel, and always like Carmine Productions. He wants to be a content creator. He does. He wants to be a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber, yeah.
I would subscribe to Carmine Productions on YouTube.
I would too.
Anyway, only if you subscribe. So Carmine, if you're out there, subscribe to TAW
Sub for
Gaming. Sub for sub.
Also, be yours if you sub to mine.
Every time I post on Reddit. Anyway.
Oh God.
So, yeah, I love how they're like, so basically. Also, real quick, the introduction of Dr. Hedo. When he comes out of the prison, and the prisoners are yelling at him and throwing like rocks at him, he turns around and just chucks a grenade in there.
Yeah, it was funny.
That was hilarious.
I did enjoy that.
And just, if only in real life you could do stuff like that. Because Lord knows, sometimes I want to chuck a grenade. Anyway, so they basically did the whole conspiracy thing where they were like, okay, so Dr. Hedo, let me learn you some stuff real quick. Capsule Corporation's the bad guys, and they're in contact with the evil aliens that all look like Demon King Piccolo. Because Demon King Piccolo was the first one that got here.
Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah, he was bad. He was bad, so they're in league with him. That's how they have all their technology. And Dr. Gero and the Red Ribbon Army were trying to rise up and defeat them before they could take over the world.
Okay, I had a kind of a plot hole point here, like, okay, so assuming, because they were talking about, okay, they saw the footage of how powerful Cell was, right? Mm-hmm. Cell was literally threatening the world in the when he was on the TV. So I don't know if did Dr. Hedo just not see that part? Was he taking a bathroom break? Like, where was he at?
I don't know.
Because I mean, he was like, yeah, I mean, you know,
I'm not. Was he even? He was probably like a baby at that point, or. I don't know.
I'm assuming he had seen it because they were talking about.
They didn't really go into how old he is.
I don't know. Maybe not a plot hole, but just kind of like. But
yeah.
Look at that kind of like.
What's the word I'm looking for? A convenient omission of information.
Yeah. I feel like they could have said something.
Work.
Yeah, I think they could have said something like, you know. Oh, and then so went out of control, and then that would be like why Dr. Hedo doesn't want him to, that would actually work, I think.
Yeah, possibly.
Because, yeah.
I also liked, they were like, and Cell was actually the good guy who was trying to defeat them. But the androids that Dr. Gero created turned against him and killed him, and they joined the evil Capsule Corporation. And that sounds like the plot to, like, a really cool plot for a different anime.
It does,
like, imagine an anime where the plot is there's this evil, like, pharmaceutical company, and they're trying to take over the world with, like, their evil robots or whatever, and they have contact with aliens. Mm-hmm. But this one scientist wants to construct the ultimate robot to fight against them and save the world. I would watch that.
Go ahead and somebody made that anime.
And for some reason, the main character robot looks like a cicada. Not sus at all. But
he picked up one and showed it to me, and it was.
Alex didn't know what cicadas were.
Wow, because that's a thing that everyone knows.
So yeah, right before we left Winthrop, when we were on the way to the movie, for some reason. There was a lot of dead cicadas at Winthrop this past weekend. So we were just walking to my car, and I just picked one up, and I was like, Alex, this is what a cicada looks like.
Waving it in my face.
I waved it in his face, and Andy was like, please go wash your hands. And I did not. I used Germex.
Nice.
Because I'm lazy.
Yes, you are.
And also, so now that you've seen a cicada, not one that like absorbs, guys who wear scarves and pretty blondes.
Yeah.
That have things for like bald midgets.
Yeah.
What do you think of cicadas?
Gross.
Yeah.
They're bugs.
Yeah.
I don't like bugs.
And hey, and how apropos was it that
what?
How fitting was it? I gotta dumb down my words.
Appropriate?
That's what that means, Alex.
I hate you. Apropos. Well, you sound like it. I don't even know what to say. You sound like.
This is one of our things. I like to use like
verbatim. That's very intellectual.
I like to use big words, and Alex likes to mock me for using big words, and then I return by mocking him for not knowing big words. So this is a whole thing we have.
Yeah.
But okay, rewind. How appropriate was it that I showed you a dead cicada like inches from your face?
Yeah.
And then the main bad guy
was
a giant red angry cicada.
A cellular device. Cellular. That's hard to say.
It was a giant cellular device.
Cellular.
So,
okay, I'm good.
And also, imagine what Android 18 was thinking when this. And also,
I hope I don't get sucked up again.
Well, and then he like grabbed her. And the fact that it wasn't just any of all the forms, it was his second form.
Yeah.
The one that did that
The one that did her dirty.
The one that did her dirty. The one that was a little too much into vor for 18's liking.
Yeah.
And she was even like, another cell?
At least she's 18.
Shut the fuck up. Okay.
So technically it's still legal.
Alright. There's so many concerning parts of this podcast.
But 17 also kind of got sucked up as well, so.
Yeah, so there's going to be some Sel, you're going to have to go to court.
Yeah.
I hope you're ready for this.
Sus.
Very sus. I know you're perfect and all, but I think you have a few blemishes on your record. Sucking up minors.
And on your tail, probably. Sorry.
There's a dub out there somewhere where when 18 gets sucked up, the only line of dialogue she has is "ooh woo."
Dear God.
Anyway,
I would literally woo myself down a drain somewhere.
Another thing in this movie that I really, really, really liked, when Piccolo was disguised as a Red Ribbon Army officer.
You're looking a little green.
You're looking a little green. We've never seen Piccolo do small talk before.
Yeah, and it worked.
Just
well.
Chatting.
Because you'd think it'd be like super like awkward. Because I mean, there's been parts where like people would literally just sprint away from him. I remember at like the amusement park or whatever. I forget what season that was.
That was season 9 because he was trying to get people to give Goku energy.
Yeah.
But they were like, you're green, not white.
He's green.
He's green. Well, actually, they would be screaming, "You're green, not Asian," because they're technically Asian. Everyone in every anime ever is Asian. Yeah. Except for whenever they like to make the most stereotypical looking black people with big red lips. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
You remember the dub that I have right next to me? The Killer guy?
Yeah.
And he's still talking about skibbity bop.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Racist. And then when he touches Spopovich and Spopovich burns his hand with his like weird veiny skin. And he's like, oh! He goes from, oh, skibbity, I watch too much Bill Cosby, to, oh, God!
Oh, my God.
It's so racist. It's so bad.
It kind of is, yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah, again, back to the point, it was weird seeing, and every time Piccolo picked up a cell phone and was FaceTiming someone.
Remind me of Al.
Piccolo's a boomer. And it's hilarious. Because it's just showing he does not know how cell phones work. Because he would pick it up with his 2 fingers, like L in Death Note. Well, although L just does that because he's weird.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Piccolo does that because he doesn't know any better. Because he doesn't know how things work.
When he was like FaceTiming, Bulma, it was like zooming in on his face over and over. He was like, yeah, I'm almost there.
Dude, you know Piccolo loves to just heckle people at convenience stores that work there behind the register. And Piccolo loves his coupons.
Oh, God.
Piccolo loves his coupons on his, premium water.
Yeah.
And I love that they actually went back to that. He was like, I don't eat anything. I drink water. I've told you this. There were so many like callbacks to Dragon Ball lore.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice seeing that.
And one of my favorite things that just made this feel like a lived-in world where everyone like is like, it doesn't feel like they just threw that on the screen for fan service. Like, my favorite thing about them bringing back Giant Piccolo and referencing the tournament match him and Goku at the end of Dragon Ball. My favorite thing is that Krillin was the one that brought that up. And it shows attention to detail, because if any other character would have brought that up, that would not have made sense. Because the only character that was there to see that was Krillin.
Yeah.
If Gohan would have said that, that wouldn't have made any sense, because Gohan wasn't there. Gohan was like, what, -6 years old?
Yeah, and also it gave a purpose for Krillin as well.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. And Bulma could have also said that, but she was flying around the plane not doing anything.
Yeah, being Bulma.
Yeah, this was the most being Bulma that has ever been Bulma.
I liked it, though.
It was funny. It was also just more, of the cliche fan service.
Yeah, what was that one scene when everyone was laughing and then it just cuts to her ass?
Cuts to her ass, just taking up 85% of the camera.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone was like, oh my God.
And that was before Shenron made her more perky.
Yeah. Oh
like,
my
God.
God.
Like...
So Bulma, dude.
Shenron made her so perky that if another Saiyan is born with a tail, all the Saiyan would need to do is look at Bulma's ass and then it would go Uzaru.
You know Vegeta's living, right?
Yeah.
He having a good time.
Man. Vegeta's a lucky man. And apparently Coco wants to... Coco, what? My cat just jumped right behind my laptop. What did you think of the movie?
Oh, yes, meow.
She's just sniffing the papers right there. Okay.
Sick.
So, yeah, and then she's like... And I love how everyone keeps bringing up that she was using the Dragon Balls for cosmetic surgery.
Well, honestly, they should, though. To make her feel like...
Even Goten and Trunks were bringing... And also, speaking of which, it's about freaking time that they aged up Goten and Trunks.
You use the growth spurt or whatever, yeah.
Finally.
I mean, it makes sense when I think about it, though, because, the whole thing with... I mean, like, when you think about every time you've seen a glow up, it's been, like, in only, like, 5 years or something, and all of a sudden they're, like, a full-grown adult.
Yeah, and then they're, like, 80 feet tall.
Yeah. Happened with Goku, happened with Gohan.
Yeah, it's about time. And I love that they didn't use actual Gotenks, because if they went with the fusion Gotenks, that would have been cool, seeing adult Gotenks or like teen Gotenks.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that.
But then that would have been like too much stuff happening at the same time.
Yeah, and he probably would have been too powerful, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been a little too overbooked.
But
I love that they used fat Gotenks as a weapon to crack Cell Max's head.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was kind of stupid.
It was stupid, but it was funny. And how, like, the only article of clothing that was damaged on Gotenks was what was covering his giant crack.
Yeah. Honestly, I was almost really pissed when he cracked his head with his ass cheeks.
You thought he was going to win?
I thought that was it.
Oh,
I was
God,
like...
they won!
I was like...
With fat Gotenks!
There's no way that's the end, right?
This movie is secretly propaganda for body positivity.
There was a lot of moments where I was like, okay, wait, so is it ever? And then it would happen, like, start up again. I'd be like, okay, so...
Okay, good. Okay, cool.
I didn't want it to end, but that's always how it is in Dragon Ball.
Hey, honestly, if you're watching something and you don't want it to end, that's a marker that it's good.
Yes.
That's how you know. Because if you want it to end and it's still going, that's
how you
bad.
know.
That's bad. Like with Dragon Ball Evolution. You just want it to stop.
I liked watching it.
Well, I mean... Every
second.
Yeah, Alex actually does not despise... And honestly, neither of us despise that movie.
I mean, I think it's funny.
As a movie by itself, Dragon Ball Evolution is fine. It's serviceable. It's just... in comparison to what it was derived from.
Yeah, if you're trying to compare it to Dragon Ball, you're just dumb. But, like...
And also,
I mean, I think I enjoy it.
And also, it's kind of a rule of thumb, you can't really say a movie's good when the people that make that movie come out and say, yeah, that kind of sucked. We're sorry.
Yeah.
Which, to my own point, I love Spider-Man 3, but the director of Spider-Man 3 has come out and publicly said that Spider-Man 3 sucks, so what do I know? Anyway, so now we're just going all over the place.
Watch Revenge of the Sith director. By the way,
George Lucas.
By the way, this is the worst one I've ever made.
Yeah, I just think I went a little too far in some places here and there. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I sold it to Disney for a couple $1 billion.
What's your favorite Lord of the Rings? Is it Twin Towers?
No,
The Twin Towers.
the Return of the King, bro.
Wait, what is that? Wait,
My favorite one's the one that has a spoiler in the title.
Wait, what am I thinking of? Wait, what's the second one?
The Two Towers.
The Two Towers. I said the Twin Towers. Sorry. Sorry, everyone.
That is the Freudian slip of the century. Yo, man, I just got back from the theater, Lord of the Rings and the Twin Towers. Man, why did they make Sauron look like he was from the Middle East?
I've never seen no planes back in...
You touch the Quran of power, you turn invisible, and it starts, Allah Akbar!
Okay.
And you like... Mount Allah.
Yeah, oh god. Salaran.
The Fellowship of the Sharia Law.
Oh god. That's surreal.
Oh god. You know how that, like, in the Lord of the Rings movies, there were some points where, like, the elf women, like, had facial coverings?
Yeah.
That's just every female character in the movie now.
Oh my god.
Anyway, this is your fault.
This isn't even about
This
the
is
Dragon Ball
your
movie anymore.
fault.
This is just you being sexist and racist and
No!
nationalist.
Yeah, and xenophobic.
Yeah.
You started this. This is your fault.
Homophobe.
Oh, God. That was funny. That was quite possibly the greatest Freudian slip I've ever
Is there
heard.
Mountain Dew in that little Mountain Dew?
No, it's lip gloss.
Oh.
It's like,
What?
it's chapstick.
Lip gloss?
Yeah, lip gloss and chapstick are one and the same. Changed my mind. Mountain Dew is just lip gloss.
Do you use it?
chapstick. No, I literally bought that because I thought it was funny.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, back to Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So yeah, trying to think of other things to talk about. I thought, okay, closing thoughts, since we've run out of things to talk about and we've already offended everyone watching. What are your final thoughts, Alex? And what do you want to see next out of Dragon Ball?
I mean, I just want to get back into the Super. Like, I want
Yeah.
Super to continue.
Mm-hmm, honestly.
I can't lie. And, you know, I mean, obviously it's going to be like another year after Super starts being released before the dub gets released, so I guess.
Well, Alex, they're doing a crossover with Fortnite. You gotta be excited for that.
Well, actually, I mean, it's literally... See, the thing is, like, it's just the skins and then the Kamehameha.
Yeah. I've seen plenty of footage of people picking Beerus, and then Beerus fires a Kamehameha, and then the person playing mispronounces Kamehameha. So many things that make me want to rip my face off.
The Kamehameha.
God. So your final thoughts on the movie?
The Kamehameha. My final thoughts. Great movie. Not amazing. Didn't knock my nuts out like Broly did.
Yeah, Broly, like, completely just ripped our balls off.
Yeah.
And fed them to us.
Really good, though. Would definitely watch another Dragon Ball movie if it was the same amount of good as that one.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to buy this on DVD when it comes
Yeah,
out.
I do be enjoying it, though.
Oh, yeah. And I also really like the movie. If you were a Dragon Ball fan, definitely go watch it. In the theater, it's amazing. I mean, the theater experience is always great. So, yeah, definitely go watch this. Alex, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast discussing our thoughts on Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And if you're mad at us for spoiling anything, it's your own damn fault for clicking on this video.
Yeah, so go home and
Unsubscribe. Use the Dragon Balls to unsubscribe.
wish for a bigger bum.
Wish for unsubscriptions.
A bigger bum and
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Do a Bulma
eyelashes.
and make your ass thicker. And that's how we're going to end it. Like, comment, subscribe, suck my
Or
enormous
not.
ass.